Air France Flight 447 2009 Mid-Atlantic plane crash. Air France Flight 447 was a scheduled international passenger flight from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil to Paris, France. On 1st of June 2009, the Airbus A330 serving the flight stalled and did not recover, eventually crashing into the Atlantic Ocean at 2:14 am, killing all 228 passengers and crew. What actually happened? The aircraft departed from Rio de Janeiro Galeão International Airport on 31st of May 2009 at 19:29, which means 7:29 Brazilian Standard Time, with a scheduled arrival at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport at 11:03 Central European Summer Time. The following day, estimated flight time of 10:34 am. Voice contact with the aircraft was lost around 1:35 am. 3 hours and 6 minutes after departure, the last message reported that the aircraft had passed waypoint until 1 degree 21:39 S32 49:53 W, located 565 km off Natal on Brazil's northeastern coast. The aircraft left Brazilian Atlantic radar surveillance at 1:49 UTC and entered a communication dead zone. The Airbus A330 is designed to be flown by 2 pilots, but the 13-hour duty time, the total flight duration, as well as pre-flight preparation required for the Janeiro-Paris route exceeded the 10 hours permitted before a pilot had to take a break as dedicated by Air France procedures. To complete with these procedures, Flight 447 was crewed by 3 pilots, a captain and 2 first officers. With 3 pilots on board, each pilot could take a break in A330's rest cabin, located behind the cockpit. In accordance with common practice, Captain Dubossis sent one of the co-pilots for the first rest period, with the intention of taking the second break himself. At 1:55 am, he woke up First Officer Robert and said he's going to take my place. After attending the briefing between the 2 co-pilots, the captain left the cockpit to rest at 2:01:46 am. At 2:06, the pilot warned the cabin crew that they were about to enter an area of turbulence. About 2 to 3 minutes later, the aircraft encountered icing conditions. The cockpit voice recorder (CVR) recorded sounds akin to hail or graupel on the outside of the aircraft, and ice crystals began to accumulate in the pilot tubes, which measure airspeed. The other first officer, Bonin, turned the aircraft slightly to the left and decreased its speed from Mach 0.82 to 0.80, which was the recommended speed to penetrate turbulence. The engine anti-ice system was also turned on. At 2:10.5 seconds am, the autopilot disengaged, most likely due to icing of the pitot tubes, and the aircraft transitioned from normal law to alternate law 2. The engine's auto-thrust systems disengaged 3 seconds later. As the PF, Bonin took over control of the aircraft using the command language, "I have the controls." Without the autopilot, the aircraft started to roll to the right due to turbulence, and Bonin reacted by deflecting his side stick to the left. One consequence of the change to alternate law was an increase in the aircraft's sensitivity to roll, and the pilot overcorrected. During the next 30 seconds, the aircraft rolled alternately left and right as he adjusted to the altered handling characteristic of the aircraft. At the same time, he abruptly pulled back on his side stick, raising the nose. The action has been described as unnecessary and excessive under the circumstances. The aircraft stall warning briefly sounded twice due to the angle of attack tolerance being exceeded, and the aircraft's indicated airspeed dropped sharply from 274 knots to 52 knots. The flight data recorder stopped recording at 2:14:28 seconds AM, 3 hours and 45 minutes after takeoff. At that point, the aircraft's ground speed was recorded as 107 knots, also 198 kilometers per hour, and that the aircraft was descending at 10,912 feet per minute of vertical speed. Its pitch was 16.2 degree nose up with a roll angle of 5.3 degree to the left. During its descent, the aircraft had turned more than 180 degree to the right to a compass heading of 270 degree. The aircraft remained stalled during its entire 3 minutes 30 seconds descent from 38,000 feet. The aircraft struck the ocean belly first at the speed of 152 knots, comprising vertically and horizontal components of 108 knots and 107 knots, respectively. All 228 passengers and crew on board died on impact from extreme trauma, and the aircraft was destroyed. If you want to know more and what happened in the next, click the like icon, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you will be able to see the next part. Thank you.